Hey guys, Dr. Meathead here again for this week's Meathead Minute. This episode is pretty fitting since I just came off a 24-hour shift and I'm about to go in for another night shift. This episode we're talking about sleep. Sleep is arguably the most important thing for your training, your recovery, and your health. And it's something that we often neglect due to busy schedules, television, insomnia, what have you. And there's a lot of complications that come from not getting enough sleep. One, you are going to have decreased recovery of your muscles. The primary time where your muscles are recovering is during your sleep. So one of the reasons I always recommend having protein before bed, because that helps you recover in between training sessions. Furthermore, when you're sleeping, you're recovering your mind as well. We have seen countless studies of sleep deprivation over time, and people become less functional, they eventually begin to hallucinate, and a certain study comes to mind where they took sleepy drivers and they performed as poorly on a driving test as drunk drivers. If you think you're going to perform as well at work when you're sleepy, it's just not going to happen. Fat loss is another thing that's affected by sleep. The increase in cortisol levels that occurs from not sleeping, in addition to a number of other biochemical factors, are going to make fat loss more difficult if you don't sleep. Now, this is something that's pretty complicated and difficult to remedy, but there's a few easy things you can do to improve your sleep hygiene so that you don't struggle from insomnia and don't affect your training sessions and the rest of your life by not sleeping. One, you want to take some time to wind down before bed. Turn off any screens. That includes your phone, even if you're looking at my website, TV, whatever. Make sure you turn those off for at least an hour prior to bed. The fluorescent light from screens actually tricks your brain into thinking that it's daytime, and it can affect your ability to fall asleep. If you're caffeine sensitive, don't have any after about noon. Some of us can get away with having caffeine and then going right to sleep. That probably means you're a little caffeine addicted and you should look at your consumption anyway, myself included. Another thing you can do to improve your sleep hygiene is mindfulness meditations. There's a lot of good apps out there. I like one called Headspace that shows you some good ways to wind down before you fall asleep, focusing on different areas of your body and just calming the mind so that you can get some rest. Natural remedies like melatonin, valerian root, things of that nature have shown some evidence, but not great. Just make sure you don't overdo it on those. And pharmacologic sleep remedies tend to be pretty habit forming, and I don't really recommend those. I don't prescribe pharmacologic sleep remedies to any of my patients to use on a regular basis unless it is absolutely necessary. Sorry for the shortness of breath and sweatiness. Still finishing up my training, and yeah, that just about covers it. I'm a little sleep deprived, so I apologize if this is poor quality. All right, guys, you have a great week, and stay tuned for next week's Meathead Minute.